okay, let's just take a minute. Let's get nice and comfortable and settled into easy seated position in Sukhasana. Palms can be face down for grounding, or if you want to have them up, receiving energy in on this lovely, sunny, wonderfully fresh morning. If you want to just maybe close your eyes down or just soften your gaze to the floor, just take a minute to notice how your body feels right here on the mat. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose and let it go with a soft sigh. So today our practice is going to focus on some deep forward folds and some seated twists. And for us to move into these shapes safely, we'll welcome in the two core principles of yoga philosophy, Ahimsa and Aparigraha. Ahimsa is the practice of non-violence, which begins inward as self-compassion, and it means honouring where your body is today, refusing to force or push past any of your natural boundaries. And the Aparigraha is the practice of non-attachment, and it asks us to let go of the ego's desire to achieve that perfect pose and just simply meet ourselves in this present moment. So let's anchor this with our breath. And let's practice some Dirga Pranayama, which is the 3-part breath. We're going to take our first inhale and we're going to feel the belly fill up. So as we inhale, fill that belly up with air, and exhale that air back out. And on our next inhale, we'll fill the belly again, but we'll let that air expand up into the lower ribs, filling all that capacity. And exhale back out. And on the next inhale, we'll fill the belly with air, we'll move to the ribs and then up into the chest, filling the whole front body. And exhale back out. And let's continue that practice for a few cycles. Thinking about the exhale to reverse order. So we inhale to the belly, the ribs, the chest, filling them up completely, and then exhaling out the chest, out the ribs, out the belly. So it's almost like an oceanic wave of breathing through your body. let's just do one more cycle of this breathing technique. We inhale, fill the belly, the ribs, up into the chest. Exhale from the chest, release the ribs, drawing the navel back to the spine, pushing the air out of the belly. And then moving back to your natural rhythm of breathing when you're ready. Just notice how your body feels now as we begin, excuse me, as we begin to move into our practice today. So gently, gently flutter the eyelids open. Let's bring us back into this space and let's do some warm-ups. So let's let the chin just gently drop to the chest. And then leading with that chin, let's roll it to one side, gently, and then let's roll it back. Keeping the chin towards the chest, leading up to the other side. Let's do another couple of these, gently rolling round to the other side. And then one more time. To that other shoulder. Just feeling those vertebrae gently easing and come back to center. Let's lift that chin up so that our gaze is forward again. So let's do some seated cat-cows here. So we're going to do a similar thing where we're going to drop our chin to our chest, and as we do, round the back, sucking that navel towards the spine, so we curve. Tucking the chin, feeling those shoulder blades widening. And as we inhale, we're going to do the reverse. We're going to lift our chest, lift our chin, feel the arch in the back, pulling those shoulders back as we feel the shoulder blades coming together. And let's do another cycle of that. So as we exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, making space across the upper back. And inhale, lifting the chest, arching the back, lifting the chin and squeezing those shoulder blades behind. And let's gently come back to our neutral position. Okay, let's take our left hand up and pop the right hand behind for support. We're going to come into a twist. So that left hand is going to drop to that right knee, and we're going to twist around to the right, leading with the chest. And we're going to gently turn to face forward, but keep that hand on the knee. And we're going to bring the right hand up, and we're going to do a side bend. We're going to lean towards that left knee as we bend, maybe gazing up towards the elbow, feeling that stretch down the side. Take a breath here, and gently come back up, letting that arm find the mat. Let's come back to facing forward, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So the right arm is going to go up as we inhale, left arm behind for support. Bring that right arm down to the left knee and twist around to the left, leading with the chest. As we exhale, and just take another little breath here. As we gently turn to face the front, let's leave that right hand on that knee, bring in the left arm up and over for a side bend towards that right knee, gazing up at the elbow, feeling the nice side stretch. And let's gently ease back up, let that hand find the mat. Okay, facing forward again. Let's inhale both arms up this time. Up above, nice big inhale. And as we exhale, let's gently fold forward. Nice passive stretch here. Just let gravity do the work. Take a breath. Leading with the chest gently, come back up to sitting. Oh, there's a frog somewhere here. Okay, so we're gonna roll. If it's in your practice, we're gonna roll over our knees to come into tabletop, where you can swing the legs out to the side if it's more comfortable for you. I was wondering about mine actually, just as that happened. Okay, so we're in our nice tabletop position here, and we're just going to take some movements here. We're going to make sure our hands and wrists are under our shoulders, our knees are under the hips. Nice neutral spine, and we're just going to do some movements. Any movements that you feel you need, so you might push back, so the bum's on the heels, you might want to push forward, we might do some circles, but we want to really do any movements that feel good on your spine. We're going to work into those wrists a little bit by doing this. I'm just going to take some nice free movements for you. This is first thing in the morning, it's our morning practice, so we really want to be kind to ourselves practicing that Ahimsa. Give our body the best chance of being nice and ready and warmed up for the poses we're going to be doing in this practice. Okay, let's get ready to push up into our downward dog. So tuck in those toes under. Let's push that bum up and back towards the back of the room, bending those knees generously. This is our first downward dog. Let's do some pedaling, making sure those hands, fingers are nice and spread, shoulders are away from the ears, down the back, spine is nice and long, and we are gazing through the knees for Marichyasana. Let's just take a breath here. Okay, let's lift our right leg up behind us into our three-legged dog, and let's step that foot between the hands at the front, and we're going to come into a low lunge. So you can help that foot through if you need it to come through. You can drop that back leg to the floor, don't worry. Drop that back leg to the floor. And we're going to just take a minute here to ease into those hip flexors. Maybe just push forward, take a little rock. Again, this is first practice of the day. Ease in. I'm going to take a nice easy twist from this position. So we're going to leave that left hand planted on the mat, and we're going to take the right hand up as we twist to the right. Beautiful. Now, we can stay here in this easy twist, or if you'd like a challenge, we can bring that back leg up as a bend and find the foot in a little bind. A little bit of a challenge. Well done. Good, keeping twisting to the right, and we can let that foot go, and we can bring that hand back to the other side of that front foot. Now, if you've got your blocks, you might want to bring them to the sides, because we're going to move our weight back into a half split. So to do this, we're going to push our weight back, so we come up, keeping that spine nice and long in this position, so we've got 90-degree knees here, and then keeping that spine nice and long. Imagine the crown being pulled up to the ceiling. We're going to straighten that front leg. You might want to inchworm your foot forward a little bit, just straighten that leg, and we're going to hinge at the hips to come forward, and the hands might find your blocks, or they might find the floor, whatever is kind on your body this morning. And you'll feel that stretch along the back of the leg in this half split. Hamstrings, half split position. Wonderful, keeping that spine nice and long, hinging. Lovely, let's gently push back up to hinge, bending that front knee again. Popping our hands either side of that front foot. Let's lift that back leg up, and we're going to step the right leg back to meet it in a plank. Let's go back here, let's take a little vinyasa. So we're going to come to the mat. So knees come forward, gently dropping the chest and chin. Hands come under the armpits as we inhale to lift to baby cobra. Exhale, back down again. Let's tuck those toes, push up to a plank and all the way back up into our downward facing dog. And let's just take a couple of breaths here. Remember, keeping those fingers nice and spread out, spine nice and long. You can still have those knees bent, it's comfortable. And we're going to do the same thing on the left side. So let's go up into our three-legged dog, left leg up in the air. Let's step through in between the hands, give it a little bit of help if it needs it, and we can drop that back knee. Let's just spend a moment just pushing into that lunge a little bit, feeling it in the hip flexors. Just noticing in your body how this feels. And then we'll take an easy twist. So let's keep that right hand planted and lift left arm up above, twisting to the left. Beautiful. Okay, and if you want that challenge, we can bend that back knee to bring the foot up and reach back to find the foot for a bind. You will feel a nice stretch along the front of the quad in that right leg. So only hold as long as it's comfortable. Let's come out of that now and pop that hand back to the left side of the foot. And we're going to move into a half split position from here. So let's push through that front foot, coming up to an upright position, inching that left foot forward to straighten the leg. Remember, let's keep ourselves in an upright, nice long spine. Hands are going to come down as we hinge at the hips. Stay nice and long, hands find the blocks either side of that leg. Gaze towards the big toe. Again, being kind, listening to your body, listening to those hamstrings, which is where you'll feel the stretch in this half split pose. Wonderful. Okay, let's hinge ourselves back up. We can just bend that front knee again. Let the hands find the mat either side of that front foot. Lift that back leg off the mat and let's step the left one back to find it in a plank. And let's go through our vinyasa again. So knees can come to the mat, gently lower down. Hands under the armpits. Inhale to lift through baby cobra using those back muscles, Asana. And exhale to lower back down. Tucking the toes. Pushing ourselves back up into a plank and all the way through into our downward facing dog. Let's take a minute here to just take a couple of breaths in our Marichyasana. Easing through the knees, up towards the navel. Just checking those shoulders away from the ears. And you've got that nice, lovely long flat back. Okay, let's walk our hands back to meet the feet now, and we'll come into nice generous bent legs into a ragdoll position. So finding those elbows, belly resting on the thighs, crown facing down towards the mat, and maybe take a little sway here if that feels nice. Find the mat to come into our Uttanasana, our forward fold here. Let's take an inhale as we hinge at the hips to halfway left, hands to shins, gaze forward, flat back. Exhale, let's drop into that forward fold again, hands find the floor or a block into our Uttanasana. And let's inhale, hinge the hips, come all the way up, arms lifting, all the way above the head, palms together, dropping those hands to the heart center in Anjali Mudra. And let's let those arms fall to the sides, palms forward for Tadasana. Done. Excellent. We're going to take a little Malasana here. We're going to do a yogi squat down to the mat. So exciting. So let's step those feet as wide as the mat. And we're going to do this nice and gently. You might want to put some blocks piled up behind so you've got something to squat down to. But otherwise, we're going to gently, we can keep our hands in front of the heart, prayer position. If you want to turn the toes out a little bit, sometimes it helps. Find your foot position. Sometimes depending on your hips, a little bit of a turn out can help in a squat, but see how it feels. But let's just gently lower ourselves all the way down. Hop in those elbows, in those knees for a second in our yogi squat in our Malasana. Excellent. Right, let's take those hands behind. There's a little bit of a buffer so we can sit on our bums and pop our legs out in front of us. And we're going to find our Dandasana. Okay, so legs nice and straight in front. We're going to flex those feet to activate the legs. So by doing that, you'll feel your calves turn on. You'll feel a little bit of engagement here. I'm going to think about lifting those kneecaps towards the body. Back nice and straight. Hands are going to come down to the sides at the hips. Straighten the arms, or you can use fists if you've not got long arms like me. Keeping that spine nice and long. Imagine that crown being pulled up to the ceiling again. Pulling that navel back towards the spine. Chest slightly lifted. Gaze ahead in our Dandasana staff pose. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to try and maintain this. But we're going to move our arms because we're going to pull that right leg so that that foot is going to come into our inner thigh on the left leg, into our Janu Sirsasana. And I feel like I need to say that as Sean Connery because this is how I remember it. So let's pop the sole of that right foot into the thigh. And we want to remember that oppositions are our friend in yoga. So as much as this foot's pushing into the left leg, we want that left thigh to feel like it's pushing into that sole of that foot. So they're pushing against one another. And that can create stability in this pose as well. Okay, so let's get ourselves ready to move forward. Now, if you've got a strap to hand, you might want to grab that as well here. Okay, we're going to whip that round that left foot. Let me grab one as well. Okay, so we're in our nice position like this. Again, if this is a bit hard on your knee, you can move your leg, the foot a little bit lower down to ease any pressure that you might be feeling on your knee. But at this point, let's get the strap around the ball of the foot, keeping that foot nice and flexed. And let's think about, again, nice long spine, navel drawing towards the spine, chest slightly lifted, and we're hinging at the hips, using that strap to bring ourselves in line with that straight leg to come into a forward fold here. Again, thinking about where your body's comfortable moving to. Right here. In this pose, gaze to that big toe or straight down. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can let that strap go and see how it feels to stay in that position without the strap. Or you might want to come up slightly and pop the hands to the mat either side of that leg. We'll take a breath here. And then let's exhale as we come back up. Wonderful. Right, let's swap legs and do this on the other side. Let's give the legs a little shake out for a minute. Give everything a little shake. Let's bring the other leg in. So left leg, bring the sole of that foot to meet that inner thigh of the right leg. Again, let's try and switch everything back on like we had in Dandasana. Let's activate that leg by flexing the foot. Pop your strap around the foot if you're using it. Think about lengthening that spine up, chest lifted. And let's keep the body in line with that straight leg, gently hinging forward now. And again, if you don't use the strap, you can maybe pop your hands just on the mat either side of that leg, but gently coming down, imagining that chest is coming forward towards the shin. Trying to keep that back nice and neutral. Wonderful. Maybe grabbing that foot if that feels comfortable, if that's in your practice to do. Maybe hang on to the foot. And let's release that. Come all the way back up gently. Let that other leg straighten out. And have a little stretch, a little shake. Keep your strap to hand because we're going to move into our main pose now, our Marichyasana A that we all know and love. Okay. Are we ready for this? Are we taking a couple of breaths? Let's take a couple of breaths here. Let's just feel into our sitting bones a little bit. Make sure we're nice and grounded. Let's remember the practice of Aparigraha. Let's let go of what we think this should look like. And let's move our bodies in a kind, intentional way that is right for us today. Okay. So let's start with the right leg. Let's bring that right leg in bent. This heel is going to come towards this hip, to these sitting bones, but we want at least a hand's width between the thigh and your foot. So it's not right up to your thigh. We've got that gap, it's usually about a hand's width. So let's get into this position first. That left leg again, straight, flex foot. And this is where we're going to start. Okay, so left hand is going to just come to the side for now, maybe the side of the hips. And we're going to just move that arm so it's inside of that knee. And we're going to take it up. As we inhale, as we exhale, let's see if we can forward fold. And let's stop at this position. Maybe you can pop your hand on the floor here. Maybe you might want to grab your foot or grab the outside of that foot here. But let's see how that feels for now. And if we feel happy with this, let's take that outstretched arm, thumb down, moving that all around so it grabs around that shin to come behind your back. The left hand can then try and find it. Now, if we need a strap, let's use a strap for this. So I'm going to put the strap in your hand. What I want you to do actually, Jane, let's come out of it a minute. Let's sit up straight in this position. Wonderful. Right, okay. So can you move your body so that your right hand comes inside of that thigh before we do anything? That's it. Can you move your foot any closer to the sitting bones? Is that? No, that's fine. Right, so let's bring that right arm in front again. Okay, pop that left hand by your left hip. That's it, just as a little bit of support. Now, bring the arm up. Let's think about lengthening that spine first. Let's draw in that belly as well. Think about pulling that navel in. And now lean forward as if you're reaching forward to that foot. And let's think about hinging at the hips a little bit as well if we can. Now thumb down. And let's go about here if we can. Okay, it's a little bit better actually. Just strap there if you need it. That's looking. No, that's good. We're done. Lovely. Oh, we go there. We're done, Catherine. Excellent. Really nice alignment. Oh, well done, girls. Brilliant. Okay. And let's release it now. Let's have a little minute. Release that. Let's have a little shakedown. Have breath. These are challenging moves, challenging poses. Okay. Let's have a little go on the other side now. So let's do the same with the left. Let's bring that left foot in, heel to the sitting bone, as close as you can possibly get it with that gap, that hand.
Do you get it? Do you get them touching?
I think it might quite probably not touching.
It's pretty damn close.
But yeah, it's a little bit closer, and I think this is your hip flexibility as well, and potentially knee. You've got to bend your knee quite a lot. There you go. So that's quite good. That's good. Excellent. Right, okay.
So it's like
yeah.
Pull back into your hip first.
Yeah, that's it. This is it.
Somebody said
Yeah. Get this bit in. That's it. So then you've got the other body parts you've got to try and manoeuvre around everything. So let's go for that. So this is good. If we can get here, this is good, because this is where we start. Yeah, this is where we start. So if we can, let's pop that right hand just to the side for support, bringing that spine nice and long, but remembering we're going inside that knee. So left arm up now, and let's go for the forward fold here. And if we're comfortable with that, we can just keep our arm on the floor here. That's fine, we've got our alignment. But if we want to take it further, let's get that thumbs down, and wrap that around the shin, round to the back, and bring that right hand round to meet it. Wonderful, excellent. So yeah, if we can just here, I mean this is difficult because you've got your legs in such different positions, but working on this bit is what's going to allow us to then move that hand around that knee to get into that position. But let's gently ease back up then. Well done. Take a few breaths. Take a few breaths. Let's do a little counter. Let's do a supportive bridge just to give our backs a little breather. So grab your block and let's just take a little lie down on the back. Gently lift your bum off the ground so you can slide that block in at the very lowest point of your spine. And we're not going to do anything else just for a minute. Let's just rest here for a few breaths. And again, let's just notice where we're feeling that in our bodies. Are we holding on to anything? Just remember, this is all part of our Ahimsa practice and Aparigraha. And we're honouring what the body is doing for us in this practice today. Okay, and if you do want to take yourself up into a little bridge, just to extend this back bend a little bit, let's bring those knees at heels as close into the sitting bones as you can, keeping those knees tracking forward, thighs, think about the thighs sort of pulling together, squeezing together as we lift, push the weight into the shoulders and lift that bum off the block into our bridge pose, Asana. Of course you can stay on the block if you're happy with the supported bridge. Okay, let's exhale as we lower. If we've come up into full bridge, let's lower back down to that block. Just let all the tension go out of the legs. Let's move that block out. Let's just do some pelvic tilts here. Let's just reset a little bit. So think about pulling the navel through to the spine to fill that space at the bottom of your back, between your back and the mat. So tilting that pelvis, squeezing that navel down, and then releasing it, let the pelvis go the other way. These are very gentle, subtle movements. We just want to give a little bit of love to the pelvis and the hips. Let's just do one more of those. Filling that space under the back, tilting that pelvis up. And letting it go. And come back to a neutral position. Wonderful. Right, we're going to get ourselves back up to a seated position now. So you can roll up, or you can roll onto your side and bring yourself up. I'm going to come back into our seated position with our legs straight out in front. And we're going to come into our Marichyasana A C. Okay, so very similar movements as we've just done with our other one. Well, we love these are so exciting. Okay, yes. So let's bring that right knee in again like we did before. Same situation, let's bring the heel towards the sitting bones. Nice gap between the foot and the thigh. Okay, we're all happy with that. Okay, so that's the first the first bit. Now, for this first sort of, I think actually, no, wait, okay, we're going to just do a hug of the knee to start off with. So let's pop the right hand down for support at the side, and we're just going to hug that left arm around the knee as we twist the body around to the right. Let's see how that feels with our body. Nice seated twist. Thinking about how we can look over that right shoulder, twist that body around, take. It is more difficult to take breaths here, but still take your breath, remember to breathe. And let's gently come forward again. Okay, we're going to try another little challenge here. So, for anybody that was comfortable doing that, we can do the hug again. But this time we're going to try and bring our arm across at the same time this time. So arm to the support, right arm out to the support. And this time we're going to bring our left arm up and we're going to bring it to the other side of that knee, bringing the elbow almost into our half load of the fishes, variation. So pushing that elbow, we're aiming to get the armpit to the knee if we can, but you can get the elbow there, great. Armpit if you can, and again let's try and twist around over that right shoulder. If you want to challenge, if you're feeling comfortable here, that left arm, we can do a thumbs down again and see how far we can reach that round. And let's just see where we can get with that today. First thing in the morning. Okay, let's let that go and come back forward. So that's our version of our Marichyasana A C. Now, if anybody wants to have another go and try and get the full twist, are we okay? But I think that's good for today. I think that's some good twisting. Let's go for the other side. Let's let that right leg fall back in front. Give those legs a little shake. And let's bring the left leg for symmetry. Let's do the other side again. That heel to bum. Gap in between the thigh and the foot. And let's do the hug first. So let's think about lengthening that spine first. Dropping that left hand behind for support on the mat. And let's just hug round that left leg as we twist around to the left, looking over that left shoulder. And let's exhale and come back to front. Let's leave the knee where it is and see if we can do the elbow on the knee. So this time lengthening the spine, lifting that right arm up, dropping that elbow to that knee. If you can, think about getting your armpit to the knee and twisting around from here. And again, if you want to challenge yourself, you can drop that thumbs down from here, wrap that arm and see how far we can get that arm around. See if we can get the hand to land on that other hip. See if we can get there. That's a good place to be. That's a good start. Wonderful. Right, let's release and come back to face forward. Well done. I think we did very well then. We're not going to force anything today at all. So let's just do a very easy Asana. So a seated forward fold, take a block and pop it under your knees. So we're making the knees bend a little bit here. Okay, and then we are going to take a little forward fold here. So let's lift those arms up. Let's inhale and gently come forward. Bring the hands to the mat. You can bring the hands to the feet, wherever's comfortable. But that bend in the knees is just going to ease your hamstrings a little bit, but we can have a nice forward fold. Give us a little bit of a counter stretch for all that twisting. And come out of this whenever you're ready. Let's just take one more breath. And we can all meet back in our seated pose. Let's take that block out. And let's take a little lie back down on the mat here, keeping your knees bent. So feet on the mat, knees bent. And let's take that right leg, bend it up to the chest, and we're going to just cross it over the left. So the right ankle over the left leg into our reclined pigeon. And let's pull that left leg gently towards the body for a stretch in the hips. Remembering to breathe, and let's let that left foot gently find the mat again. Uncross that leg, and let's do the same on the other side. Left leg, left ankle crosses over the right thigh, and let's pull that right leg in gently, gently, gently. Let that right foot find the mat all across the legs. And we're going to just do a nice easy twist here. So all we're going to do is move the hips gently to the left and let the knees fall to the right on top of one another as we look over the left shoulder. Inhale those knees back up to the middle, and we'll go to the other side. So let's gently move the hips to the right this time. Let the knees fall to the left as we look over the right shoulder. Knees back up to center, and let the soles of your feet come together so we can drop the knees each side in this Supta Baddha Konasana, recline round angle pose. And if this is a bit intense, you can move your feet away from your body a little bit more, make that diamond shape with your legs a little bit longer. Just breathing into the hips and the lower back. Gently bring the knees into the chest, giving them a big hug and maybe a little roll around. Let's do some circles. Let's give that lower back a little bit of love as well, a bit of a massage. If we're doing circles, let's circle the other way. Let the legs go, let them find, the feet find the mat, straighten the legs out, let them just fall naturally apart, and we'll have a little bit of a Shavasana here just to close our practice. So arms at the sides, palms up, and let's just release all that effort now. Lying completely flat, feeling all those points of contact with the earth beneath you. take a nice deep breath in through the nose, filling up the chest, and exhale out through the mouth. And just let your breathing go back to its natural rhythm. Let go of any alignment now. Let go of the tightness in any muscles. Let's just allow the floor to take all the weight. I'm just going to bring your awareness back to the principles we wove through that practice of Ahimsa and Aparigraha. Remember, Ahimsa is non-harming, and it lives in that softness that you're feeling in your body right now. So release any grip in your jaw. Soften the space between your eyebrows and allow your shoulders to melt into the mat. You've treated your body with respect and kindness today in your practice. And this is our way of honouring the body. Aparigraha is non-clinging and is the art of surrender. To let go of everything. Let go of how those poses felt, how far we folded our bodies, or how deep we twisted. We let go of the need to do anything now. There's nothing more to achieve. So let's rest here in this quiet space we've created. Nowhere else to be. So let's simply rest. Begin to deepen the breath a little bit now. Let's bring some very subtle movements to the fingers, to the toes, maybe giving them a little circle, the ankles and wrists, feeling that movement. Maybe bringing those arms above the head for a nice full body stretch here. Rolling onto our sides, maybe take a pause before gently pushing the body back up to a seated, comfortable seated position. Well, let's bring the hands together in prayer position in front of the heart. Should we take a little chant of Om, I think? Let's close this practice with a chant of Om. I invite you to join me. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Okay, lift the thumbs to the forehead. Take a bow from my heart to yours. Namaste.
Thank you. Well done. That was lovely.
Don't you like that?
whole way through it, and even when I wasn't looking at you, you could hear you screaming.
I do. I do as well. I've looked back and when I watch, hi, and when I forgot that's still recording.
But that's good. You're enjoying